Melody Shari has finally spoken out, and this time she is not holding back. After months of whispers, rumors, and behind-the-scenes tension, Melody made it clear that she has rejected Carlos King with no regrets. This moment is not just another reality TV drama. It is bigger than that. It is about power, control, and a woman who refuses to play by rules that were written for her instead of by her. Melody has built her name and her brand from the ground up, and now she is standing firm in her decisions. To understand why her rejection of Carlos King is such a big deal, we need to look deeper at the path that brought her here. From the very beginning, Melody was never just another face on a show. Long before people started calling her Queen Mel, she was already showing signs of someone who was destined to stand out. She was sharp, focused, and unwilling to let anyone silence her. Reality television may have given her a larger platform, but her spirit and her voice were already strong before the cameras started rolling. What makes this moment even more powerful is that Melody is not simply reacting to drama. She is directing it. She is turning situations that were supposed to break her into stepping stones that build her influence even higher. When news first started spreading that Melody turned down an offer from Carlos King, it shook the entire Huntsville scene. Carlos has been known for years as one of the most powerful producers in the reality TV world. He has built careers, managed cast dynamics, and shaped narratives that kept audiences glued to their screens. To say no to him is not something people do lightly. But Melody did not hesitate. She looked at the offer, weighed her options, and decided that she did not need to accept something that did not align with her vision. That choice sent ripples through the industry. It was not just about walking away from one deal. It was about standing up to someone who is used to holding all the cards. For Carlos, this was more than a business matter. Melody's rejection challenged his usual way of working. He was used to being the one who controlled the strings. He was used to shaping the stories, deciding which cast members rose and which ones faded. But Melody flipped that script. She showed that she was not only willing to reject his offer but also capable of steering her own path without his help. For a producer like Carlos, that was not easy to swallow. But Melody did not flinch. She stood tall, and in doing so, she made it clear that she was not going to be boxed in. The reaction behind the scenes was intense. Cast members began whispering. Some believed Melody was getting too big for the group. They saw her moves as a threat to the balance of the show. Others quietly admitted that she was the reason fans were still watching. No matter what side they leaned toward, one thing was obvious: things would never be the same again. Melody was no longer just another cast member. She was becoming a force that others had to take seriously, whether they liked it or not. Instead of letting the pressure shake her, Melody doubled down. She became sharper with her public image, more strategic with her posts, and more deliberate with her appearances. Every photo she shared, every caption she wrote, and every live she did was carefully thought out. It was all part of a larger plan. Fans loved it because they could feel the confidence radiating through her words. She was not playing the victim. She was standing as the victor, even when surrounded by chaos. What made her stance even more interesting was that she did not need to come out with direct attacks. She did not waste her energy on messy arguments or endless back and forth. Instead, she spoke in a way that everyone knew what she meant without her having to name names. She spoke about loyalty, betrayal, and strength, and those who were paying attention understood exactly who and what she was referring to. That ability to deliver a powerful message without saying too much is part of what makes her so effective. Carlos King is no stranger to drama, but this situation was different. He was used to being the one pulling the strings. With Melody, though, the strings were cut. Her refusal to play his game forced him to adjust his own moves. Rumors began spreading that he was reaching out to past cast members who had clashed with Melody, possibly looking for ways to push back against her influence. Some people whispered about private files, hidden receipts, and unseen footage that could be used against her. But instead of hiding, Melody went live. She looked straight into the camera, face to face with her audience, and made it clear that she was not afraid that that live stream. She spoke with confidence. She talked about betrayal, about fake friends, about people who think their titles make them untouchable. Without saying Carlos's name directly, she let the world know that she was ready for whatever anyone tried to throw her way. The fans immediately understood. They flooded the internet with reactions, hashtags, and support. By going live and controlling her own message, Melody stripped away the power from anyone who thought they could silence her behind the scenes. She reminded everyone that she has her own voice and that she will use it when needed. This boldness is not new for Melody. It is the result of years of being burned, tested, and underestimated. Every time someone tried to shut her out, she found another way in. Every time someone tried to dim her light, she shined brighter. That kind of resilience does not come overnight. It is built through experience, and now she uses that strength to protect her future. One of the most important parts of this story is that Melody is not only fighting for herself. She is setting an example for others. In an industry where women, especially black women, are often expected to stay quiet, play along, and accept whatever is offered to them, Melody is showing that it is okay to say no. It is okay to reject deals that do not serve you. It is okay to demand respect and control over your own image. That kind of leadership is why so many fans look up to her. Behind the scenes, producers were getting nervous. Melody was not just talent anymore. She was starting to shape storylines, influence edits, and even affect casting decisions. That type of control is rare for someone on screen, but she was making it happen. And it wasn't just about ego. She was thinking long-term, building something that would last even beyond the current show. People began whispering about a spin-off or even a completely new project with her at the center. No one knew exactly what she was planning, but everyone understood that it was big. While all of this was unfolding, Melody kept showing the world that she was more than reality TV. She was building businesses, launching a skincare line, working with branding experts, and connecting with people who had influence outside of Huntsville. This was not about surviving one show. It was about building a whole empire. Every step she took made that clearer. Her power was not just in her words. It was also in her silence. There were moments when she chose not to respond to certain things. That silence spoke louder than arguments. It showed that she was focused on the bigger picture and would not be dragged into distractions. Fans noticed that too. They could see the difference between someone chasing relevance and someone building something lasting. The fallout of her rejection of Carlos King continues to play out. Some people tried to paint her as difficult or ungrateful. Others called her inspiring and powerful. What cannot be denied is that she has changed the game. Huntsville will never be the same. The cast dynamics have shifted, the producers have had to rethink their strategies, and even Carlos himself has had to adjust. Melody proved that she was not just another piece on the chessboard. She was the one moving the pieces. As the rumors of files, betrayals, and secret strategies continue to swirl, Melody stands unbothered. She knows her worth, and she knows her path. By rejecting Carlos King's offer, she made it clear that she is not afraid of walking away from opportunities that do not align with her vision. Instead of chasing temporary success, she is building something bigger. And that is why her silence, followed by her bold rejection, is such a defining moment. Melody's journey is a reminder that power does not always come from titles or positions. True power comes from knowing who you are, what you stand for, and refusing to compromise when it matters most. She is not just surviving the game. She is rewriting it. And as long as she continues to move with focus and intention, the game will always shift in her favor. Her story is not finished. In fact, it feels like it is only just beginning. The moves she has made so far have already changed Huntsville, but what she has planned will likely reach far beyond it. She is not waiting for permission. She is building her own table, inviting who she wants, and shaping the narrative the way she chooses. That is why her rejection of Carlos King matters. It is not just about one decision. It is about a woman deciding that she deserves to be in control of her own future, and showing the world that no matter how powerful the people around her may seem, her voice cannot be silenced, and that, more than anything, is why Melody Shari is not only a star but a force. She has no regrets about saying no to Carlos King, because she knows she is destined for something bigger. The drama may continue, the rumors may fly, but at the end of the day, Melody stands tall, focused, unshaken, and ready for whatever comes next.